You are listening to the Wild Man Podcast.
Go ahead, Jay.
What's up, dude? Jason, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being on here. This is Human Barbecue. We're very excited to have you on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, dude, how are things over in Belgium right now?
Political mess, gray, cold,
Yeah, I can relate.
expensive, the usual, you know?
Shit, man. There you go. I gotta keep pumping out that music, that art. Gotta let that inspire you.
Exactly.
So, I guess my first question is like, what got you into death metal? Like, what kind of music did you listen to growing up, and then what eventually led to Human Barbecue?
So when I was growing up, my dad was always playing bands like Guns N' Roses, Biohazard, Machine Head at home when I was a little kid, suicidal tendencies and all that kind of stuff. So I guess I grew up listening to all sort of stuff, and basically when I was old enough to go to shows, he took me to a Machine Head show in 2004. So I was 13 or 14 at the time.
That's crazy.
That was
is
very
crazy.
cool. He was playing in some rock bands too as well. So I always was into shows, music and everything.
Did he like take you backstage or like show you rehearsals and stuff? Like,
Yes, yeah, usually, yeah. Even when I was a little kid, my mom used to take me to see my dad play drums at shows and everything. It wasn't in anything famous or anything. It was just something local.
That's dope, though.
And then listening to suicidal tendencies and all that kind of stuff. When I was a teen, new metal came on. So I discovered Slipknot, Korn, Logic, Chimera, and all those bands. So I evolved in that a lot. And then I would say that the more you go into metal, the more brutal you go with aging and everything. So I came on Cannibal Corpse, Mortician, and all those bands. I was like, holy shit. Wow, what is this?
Blast beats.
Blast beats.
Proper blast beats.
Anger, lyrics and everything, very violent about murder and all that. I was like, oh, okay, this is more interesting than new metal, actually, which I still love and listen to. I'm not going to talk shit, but...
Yeah, no.
So then, I evolved into death metal more and more and more. And then I wanted to do my own things, So in 2009, I started my first project was Putrefied J. I don't know if you know it.
Putrefied J. That name sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah, so I started this in 2009. It was supposed to be a solo thing, but I cannot play anything. I can only do vocals. That was the first problem, So I found a guy from Canada that was able to record guitars and to program drums at the same time. And that's how it all started. And then going and going and going, we did a few albums with this. And at some point, I was a little bored. And I said to myself, I need something harder. And then I started just goofing around on the internet and everything. And I said, oh, Human Barbecue would be a very cool band name,
Yeah, he just were Googling to see what's taken.
Yeah, so I did some research and there was nothing except that album from, I don't even remember the band's name, but there is an album called Human Barbecue from that band. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't used. So I said, I need to lock the name in. So I programmed a few drums on my own, being very bad at it. And I borrowed the guitar without being able to play. And I recorded the demo in 2015, which is like 4 minutes and very bad drop, whatever playing. Just to lock the name and have something out,
To put something out there, man, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's how it happened.
drums are so hard to program. Like, as someone who
Yeah.
does that too, like it's extremely hard to program realistic drums. So
Well,
yeah.
I have no patience for that kind of stuff. That's why I cannot play guitar or anything. I have no patience at all for almost anything. So.
Okay. But you did
goal.
you did. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's say so. But you did all the instruments yourself, anyways. Like on that first
Yeah.
EP, just to get the stuff out there. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but the goal was to lock the name and just have a demo ready and put out. So, this exists. The band name is taken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was basically it.
Getting that presence out there. So, what is the death metal scene like in? I guess my first question. Okay, so 2-part question. Have you played shows in England, like across the pond? And then, if you have, like, what's the difference between the death metal scene in the UK versus like the death metal scene overall in mainland Europe? I know there's so many pockets and like little communities like within that umbrella, but like from your perspective, like what is it like playing death metal in mainland Europe?
So we played shows with Putrified J in the UK and in Europe. We did both when we had a drummer, because drummer is always the big issue when you want to play shows with death metal.
Yeah.
And I was also in Klizma at the time. That's just another band. And we did play a little tour in the UK, and we played shows in the mainland too, but I never did really big shows.
Okay.
So the first Putrified J show was in 2000, I don't even remember, 16, I think. And I was in London, and I think the cap of the venue was 250 people, something like that.
Still pretty
big.
big.
Was sold out, so that was that was a very.
To me, that's a big show. To me, that's a big show.
That was very fun. Like the crowd was awesome and everything.
Yeah.
So I would say that in my short life career, I prefer the shows in the UK than Europe.
Okay.
Because everything. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know Sam Mansfield? Yeah, I was gonna say because he seems to be the man who like books most of the brutal shit out in the UK and stuff. Have you played with his band, Corpocephalic Mutation?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't.
Hopefully that'll happen.
Maybe I need to look at the flyer again because it's been so long. But
I was gonna say.
I
mean, he's label mates too. He's label mates too. You know.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest. But we didn't play that many shows because with Putrified J, the drummer was not that motivated anymore after a year or two. And then life came in between, and we were not sure that we were motivated enough to find somebody who rehearse every week and everything. And with Klizma, I left the band after the UK tour because I had other plans and I wanted to do something else too. So I didn't play that many shows, and we never played live with Human Barbecue. But that might change. Might change.
All right.
That might change. We have some plans because I'm currently living in Belgium but trying to move to Canada.
Oh, okay.
We're doing the paperwork and everything. And since I have like 1 year left in Belgium, I said to my bandmate, who's also in Belgium, I said, we should at least do one show before I go live on the other side of the planet and not knowing whatever is going to happen,
Coming all the way across the pond.
Yeah, but again, drummer is the issue. Yeah. Because at some point we found one who was interested, and then he got a call from the aborted singer to start Coffin Feeder.
Shit. Yeah.
And we said, you need to go. You don't stay stuck with us. You're going to waste your time. Just do it, because he was studying music at school. So now that's his job. And we said, he was like embarrassed, but I said, dude, you have to go. That's like, that kind of opportunity, you cannot say no. So
no, 100%.
Yeah.
What part of Canada are you moving to?
So we've been selected for permanent residency in Quebec right away.
Oh, sick. Okay, cool.
So that's taking a lot of time. It's not very the area that we wanted, but any open door is good to take because immigration lately has been difficult everywhere. So.
Well,
We'll
Yeah.
see
hey,
what happens.
I hope that move works. You should hook up with Spitpool. We just interviewed them. Canada has a great metal scene. I know a lot of bands from there, so I think you'll fit in really nicely.
Okay. Yeah, I need to check them out.
Do you speak French?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
It's
Dude.
my first language.
God, dude, I'm such a dumb American, bro. Whenever we talk to people in other countries, they are so fluent in so many different languages and stuff. I don't speak
Well,
English.
I learned English by myself, so it's not perfect. I
Shit,
always
dude,
say that I speak caveman English. But,
it's better than my French. I'll give you that, dude.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
French sucks. It's difficult.
I feel it, man. You know what's funny is whenever animals in certain regions will also pick up the accents of the countries that they're in. So like the birds in France, like they're like, oh, they make that sound.
It's a pretty awful language.
I got family in England, so we're always roasting them and stuff. Whenever
Insane to think like over in Belgium, like the vocalist of Aborted lives in Belgium.
Yeah.
Are they from Belgium? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like the biggest Belgian death metal band.
What? I did not know that. Shit. I learned something new.
Yeah, they're all from here. I think they have some members from the Netherlands now, or used to.
Okay.
Because it's
That's
very
so cool.
close, you know. I live 25 minutes from the Netherlands. I live 40 minutes from Germany, an hour for France. So we all, you cross states, we cross countries. It's basically the same.
Yeah. That's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, because like when I talked to Sev, like I was all like this because he has the accent. I was like, "Where are you from?" And he told me, and I was like, "That is crazy." And like I'm friends with Ian, and I think Ian lives in the States now. And he's all like this. We're all over, and like I think 2 members live in Italy now too.
Okay. I don't know.
It's absolutely crazy to see how much you have like progressed over the time. Like you released like your demo, like you said, and you released 4 full-length albums by yourself without a record label. That's absolutely insane.
Well, I did have a record label. Somebody did put out physicals.
We'll say Reality Fade, right?
Those. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, what are some of your favorite bands on Reality Fade, and like who are you listening to right now these days? I guess is my question.
So I'm gonna be very honest, and that's gonna maybe cause some troubles to me. But I don't really listen to brutal death metal anymore.
Oh no, canceled.
Yeah, I suck, man. So
You heard it here first, folks.
yeah. Sorry, I'm not true.
But it's absolutely insane. Like I remember, like I got that package from Reality Fade, and they tossed it in your guys' sticker. I was like, "This is sick."
That's a brutal label, man. It's a brutal label, and they have some sick ass merch too. I love all their merch runs. But what kind of music do you listen to then? I guess, you know.
So I listen to all kind of stuff, but I'm mostly more involved and active in the hardcore scene.
Okay.
So for 20 years ish now. But death metal, I always loved it. So I wanted to take part of this as well. That's why I do those bands, even though we don't play live. I have like 4 projects, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Different styles, outlets.
Yeah, I would say I would listen to death metal over brutal death metal, because sometimes with brutal death metal it's all over the same, and I don't want to talk shit, so I don't want to make enemies or anything.
No, dude, you're fine. You're allowed to have your preferences. You know?
But I would listen to bands like Dehumanized, Obituary, and that kind of stuff over Devourment, and I still go to shows. I still listen to them here and there, but I couldn't handle albums and albums over and over anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing the stuff. You're making.
Yeah.
You're literally creating the stuff too. So you don't want it blasting yours 24/7. You need some change.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Mitch Lucker like said it best because like when Mitch Lucker, God rest his soul, like when he was still alive, he wasn't listening to deathcore. Like when people ask him what's your favorite deathcore band, he's all like this. I don't listen to deathcore.
Well, so I get back into it when I have to write some stuff or to get on lyrics, to have new ideas and everything. I get back into it. I put like a playlist or some albums here and there to get in the mood back again, or like before getting into the studio or something. Because you cannot listen to like very random. You cannot listen to Paramore and go record Human Barbecue right after. Something is not right. Something is not going to work. So I never tried cleans, and I'll never do cleans. That would be very funny to do, but nah.
What kind of stuff inspires you then? So like, do you watch movies as well too, or do you listen to brutal death metal before you go right for Human Barbecue?
I watch a lot of horror movies.
Oh, okay. What are some
I'm
of
a
your favorite titles?
huge 80s horror movies fans because that was like the best era. I'm a huge Romero fan with the old zombies and everything.
Yeah.
So that's usually my go for,
Yeah, you like your gore. What are those little packets called again? That they like squibs. You like your squibs, huh?
Yeah.
You like your squibs, yeah.
Yeah, the way
Dude.
I look at like horror movies, like if you think about it, like horror movies and brutal death metal are pretty much the same thing. It's
Yeah.
just two different versions of art.
Yeah, someone said that Nosferatu is black metal cinema, and we need to create brutal death metal cinema. But I think like slashers.
I still haven't
honestly,
seen it, so
it's
well,
pretty good.
you could say that Terrifier is brutal death metal cinema.
Terrifier is absolutely brutal death metal.
Nonsense, gore.
Yeah.
Sometimes you watch it like, sure, why not? Go for it.
That it's so crazy. Because here in the United States, like it's got the NC-17. That franchise has the NC-17 rating, but I still saw parents like bringing their kids to go see that movie and stuff. It's just,
Yeah, but
mind blowing to me.
you can still download it or stream it at home anyway. So.
Yeah, man, that's true. That's true. The way
And
technology changed.
meanwhile, when you go to Germany, you still have some movies that are banned. Like, I think Evil Dead is still banned in Germany.
Yeah, so I want to ask you about that. Is Belgium part? Excuse my ignorance, but Belgium is part of the EU, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of like when I go to different countries, sometimes I forget like not every single country has like necessarily complete freedom of expression, like the way we got here in the United States. So like,
Okay.
it's like censorship. Is censorship an issue in Belgium, or is it
No.
not? Okay,
No.
all right.
Not at all.
Thank you.
No.
Please excuse my ignorance on this.
That's fine. It's fine. Nobody knows Belgium except for waffles, beer, and chocolate. So.
There you go. That's not too bad.
And to be honest, it's a small country. It's only 11 millions of us, and I mean, I'm ready to leave. So.
Yeah, you're ready for new opportunities. The thing is, like, Quebec has a huge beatdown scene. So I think, because you're a fan of hardcore, I think you will have an easy time fitting in there.
Yeah, I'm not worried. And I'll be close from a lot of friends in New York and everything. So.
Have you ever thought about using a drum machine for shows?
Nah,
because
nah.
No, you want a lot of
I think it's awkward.
Okay.
I've
You
seen
want
shows with drum machines, and there is something deeply missing.
as someone who uses drum machines, it's because that stage volume's not there. You don't have that physical like drummer actually pounding the drums in the air, so it does feel different because all your sound's coming out the PA. So
yeah, because I even saw I was in San Antonio and I saw that band. I don't remember the name, but the drummer wasn't there. So there was a drum kit on stage, but that was a computer playing. So nobody behind the drum kit, and I was like, something's off. It's not working for me. It's not doing it for me.
yeah,
Right.
that's cool.
That's just me.
Hopefully, you will be able to find a stable lineup, in there. But again, I think you'll have an easy time fitting in there, bro. And pretty soon people will be crowd killing each other to Human Barbecue.
I don't much. I'm 35, so.
Dude, I thought you were in your 20s. Like, I thought you were like.
I look long, but I'm
23,
35.
24.
I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm
Man,
old.
bro, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I swear to God, I thought you were like 23, 24.
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely love the album art you guys like you do for the albums you release. Like every time I when I see it now, I'm just like this. That's perfect for what that means.
It has to fit to the team, So Human Barbecue as a team, none of my other bands have. But for Human Barbecue, I wanted to keep that cannibal thing. Even we have some songs that with the lyrics are not about cannibalism or murder or anything. I have a friend in the UK that helps me write lyrics now because I want to make sure that the English is right, because mine is not perfect. So I ask his help. He's the singer of Secreted, Luke
Oh shit.
Talbot.
Okay.
So he helps me
Yeah.
write lyrics here and there.
Luke,
But
right?
we try to keep that theme, even for the arts and everything. We try to keep that cannibal theme, and I think it kind of works. I don't know.
Do you have storylines in your music? Like, do you have concepts of storylines that kind of fall through, or is it all? Is it just like
Not, I don't have. Usually, it's track by track. There is not like a full story for the full album or anything. I never really thought about it. Maybe we can do that for the next one,
Why
if there
not,
is a
man?
next one.
No, I think you guys could. I think you guys could pull it off. I think you guys could pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta suggest for you, like, since you guys are Human Barbecue, there's a band that where I'm from. They're called Pit Lord,
Okay.
and it's a barbecue death metal band.
Okay.
And all they write is about like barbecuing. Like, it's not like cannibal or whatever. It's just like they'll like have songs about like smoked meat, and it's just like what the
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have Girl
Okay.
Fest. We're announcing Girl Fest on this episode of the podcast, featuring and you are headlining.
I don't know
Maybe.
anything
Yeah,
about.
we're springing it on you, man. Like, sorry.
Evidently,
Like,
it's on me.
It's like how I found out the interview was 13 minutes prior. Like, you're headlining the festival, so
But yeah, you're absolutely like everything I've saw. Like you guys are like you're absolutely killing it. Like I
Thank
give
you.
you mad props for everything you've done for the scene. Like I've heard about like your other projects. I look up everything and I'm like, man, this man has been doing music longer than a lot of people I know.
We just want to do it for fun. We keep putting out stuff, and we are lucky to have labels that want to invest and do physicals, because I like physicals. I have like at least 1 or 2 copies of everything I've released since 2009. So as long as there are people ready to make that happen, I mean, I had a label too, which is on pause now. The T-shirt I'm wearing, that's Farm Records. It's been active for 4 years, but now because of the moving to Canada, I had to put it on pause. But it was very doing good, and I was doing a few death metal releases here and there, mostly hardcore.
that's your label. Like, so that's your label.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick, dude. I need to check you guys out.
Yeah.
Death Farm.
I just need to stay busy all the time. I need to do something all the time. So
Yeah,
but
man. Where there's a will, there's a way.
for as long as people would be ready to make physicals, or to just people ready to listen, good enough for me to keep doing it and put some stuff out.
That's really crazy. So, like, being a label owner, how does that change your perspective as a musician?
It doesn't.
Like, it doesn't. Okay, cool.
No, sometimes
Business and pleasure, those are two separate things, right?
Yeah, but it's also the same thing. It has to be the same thing,
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, it's like all one thing to you. It's not
Because I was the kind of guy, so I was sending like 200 packages per month, which is not a crazy number, but as a side business, it was
a
still
lot.
busy,
Bro, you're saying
But
these things are a lot to me.
I'm the kind of guy, if you place an order at 8 p.m. and I'm in front of a movie, I'm going to pause my movie to pack your shit and ship it on the next day.
Yeah.
Because I'm working in shift.
Mm-hmm.
So I always had time before work, after work, to pack some stuff and do something. So
Yeah, that's absolutely insane because like it's cool. Like there's not a lot of like I give mad props to like Reality Fade and like Gory Hog merch.
Yeah.
The slam scene, because not a lot of like over here in the States, we only have like indie merch and small little ones like over here. So we don't have a lot of slam people releasing stuff. And it's just like this, we need something like that over here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just seems like it's just not picking like a lot of people are like this. Oh, slam's not gonna pick up. It's there's a meaning for slam right now. Like it's a high demand. Like everybody wants it.
Yeah, when you see bands like Peeling Flesh being so famous all of a sudden,
And financially successful,
Like I respect what I don't know them personally. I respect what they do, but this is nothing new at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something we could have have during the MySpace era in 2006, 7, 8 that just sounds better.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, because
No, I feel it.
I love the raw energy, like the recording, the raw energy that Slam brings, and that's what brings Slam as a community. Like everybody wants it, and not everybody's doing the same single thing. Like I'm not trying to diss deathcore, but deathcore does the same thing. They're trying to compete with each other.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I like a few deathcore stuff, but mostly old stuff. And then there was that new band, Tactosa. I don't
Yeah,
know if I said it right. So
Yeah.
they blew out of nowhere, and I have to admit that the EP is very cool. And then they disappeared over some accusations, blah blah blah, because new trend now to point every mistakes that everybody fucking did in his life and to ruin everything for those people, not taking any point of view or step on whatever happened with those guys. I don't even really know what happened, and I don't care. But yeah, usually the bands kind of sound the same.
yeah, because like it feels like I was talking to my buddies because I'm in a metal group. Like we all go to shows together because you need that support with each other. Like you
Yeah.
go to shows together to support music, and like we were all talking about it. And like I have a buddy who's been around since the MySpace era. Like he's in his 40s, and he talks about like going to Ozfest and all that. And I'm like, this, you realize deathcore back, it was good in its prime where it was Carnifex, Whitechapel, the
hmm
leaders of the deathcore. I said now everybody's trying to figure out how to be the next Lorna Shore.
At the same time, I mean, we are enough human on Earth to find a public anywhere, you know. So if that's what you like to do, if that's what you want to do, just do it and try and see what happens, you know.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, we're pattern seeking creatures, so we are gonna copy one another. That's kind of inevitable. Slam
True.
especially. Slam, at its laziest, can be very, very homogenous. And everything kind of just sounds the same. So I mean, it's when you're writing stuff for Human Barbecue, I guess like oh yeah, well I mean you went over this. You don't really listen to any other bands before you go in there. You just kind of keep it your own influence in there. But I guess
So yeah, so now for Human Barbecue, I have my friend Roy, who's also in Klisma Human Vivisection, and he writes everything.
okay,
So he basically makes the songs, I put vocals on them, and basically that's how we do at the moment, and that's how we did until now for the 3 albums we did together. So I would say the Reality Fade trilogy, the last one we just put out, and maybe for the next one, if there is a next one, we're gonna try another way to work. I don't know yet. So it's
I'm
not
sorry.
that repetitive and everything, you know.
I kind of had lost my train of thought in that last question. My question was, are you yourself gonna eventually pick up or learn any other instruments? Like, because I know you do vocals right now, but have you ever like thought about really practicing guitar and stuff so you can do it all yourself, or are you
Uh,
do you prefer to work with session musicians?
yeah, I
Or
would prefer
other
to
people?
work with session because I have that very lazy side.
Okay.
I cannot be involved in learning guitar for like 2 3 years until I get legit to record that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And it's also funnier to do with friends.
That's true. It's collaborative.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like I understand learning guitar and everything. I've tried to learn an instrument. I feel you on the same way. Like I try to learn, I can't do it. Like
Yeah.
my attention is like I try my hardest to stay focused, but my ADHD brain's all like
Yeah.
this. Let's do something else.
So I'm a very okay-ish drummer because of my dad that used to have a drum kit at home all the time. So I could play some two-step hardcore stuff without an issue, but I cannot read music. I cannot play with click. I'm a lazy guy on for that kind of stuff. So
I feel that, man. No.
yeah.
Yeah, like I absolutely, like I said, I absolutely love every project you've been a part of, and like
Thank
mad,
you.
like I keep saying, mad props to you. Like it's crazy to see some of the stuff you've worked with and how much you progress by yourself and you people help you get the stuff out so people know who you are and like to get merch out like this. Like I said over here, like you see band shirts and you're just like, I want to know who that is, and then you
Hmm.
tell someone, and it's word of mouth now.
Yeah, because it was never only me though. So I don't, not all the credits go to me, because the first Human Barbecue album, Cannibalistic Flesh Harvest, is actually with Mats from Cranium on guitar.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
So I did program the drums for this one, and I sent him all the drums, and I said,
He
"Dude,
riffed
do
over it.
whatever you can do on it," and he did. And
Grandfather riffed over it.
I did vocals and easy.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
like with you moving to Canada, I know Jack, the old vocalist of Cranium, lives in Canada now.
I don't know about that.
Finding out that Matt's from Cranium played guitar on your album was like me finding out that like Jimmy Page played the acoustic guitar on My Generation by The Who. That's actually really fucking sick. You got to work with him. You know, he's a riff lord.
Yeah, we saw each other not long ago because they were playing with Cranium in like an hour away from me. So I went to Helsinki to see Michael, the bass player.
Mhm.
So being in the same scene for so long, you know.
Oh yeah, like yeah, I think a lot of people didn't know that Jack moved over to Canada because now he's I think he's married and has a kid.
Okay, I don't know him personally, so
Oh yes. Like if you ever need features or anything done from him, just let me know and I'll get a hold of him. He's a sweetheart.
why not? Why not?
Just like Cranium is that like band that like over here, like as soon as I heard Cranium, I was like this is fucking sick.
Yeah, I met the twins when I was in a very bad deathcore band called Last Round, and we played in Belgium with their beatdown band. That was Last Remain. The
Yeah.
twins were in that band back in 2008 or something, and we played together at the same fest near the German borders, and that's how I met them a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's crazy to see some of the slam come out of Europe. Like you have Cranium, Guttural Slug, like over in general, like slam is this healthier on the other side of the country, like in Europe, Asia, and all that. Like you get all the bands like Gory Pop with Larry Wayne,
Yeah, you always had a huge scene in the UK too. Huge.
and
So
like
many bands, so many good bands.
you guys have Jason from the old vocalist of Injustice, the Slam King.
Yeah.
It's
Easy.
just absolutely insane to see like how much musicians come out of Europe, and it's just like this, man. Like a lot of you Europe bands take their Europe friends over to here and say,
Hmm.
let's get them exposure, and it's like you guys have a more friendlier connection.
Do you have any homies that you want to plug? Like any bands that you've played shows with that you think people over here in the States should check out?
So in Belgium we have that band called Storm Upon the Masses,
Okay.
and they used to be in a band that mixed hardcore and death metal called Crawl Space. And I think
Okay.
those guys will forever be one of my favorite bands out of Belgium. So check Storm Upon the Masses. Like the sickest vocals I've ever heard.
Okay.
Million times better than mine. Million times. Hands down.
Have you
All
ever
right. I'll check
met
them
the
out then.
boarded guys, if you don't mind me asking?
Sorry?
Have you met the boarded guys, or like at least the vocalists?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did. It was cool. Like we played together. So the guys I did Pretty 5J live with used to play that show, and Aborted was headlining. And at the end of their set, we did the Pretty 5J song as the first real live appearance, even though nobody cared. But they were there, and everybody was cool. It was nice. That's a long time ago, though.
Oh yeah, they're very sweet and very humble guys. Like when I've met the vocalist and I've met the whole band, it's absolutely insane to think how far they've came, and it's been 30 years for like Aborted.
I think that the funniest part about the brutal scene in general is that the harder the music is, the nicer the people are.
Yeah.
You never see a fight at show. You never see anybody having a big head. You never see any troubles. Everybody is just cool.
Yeah,
It is good seeing unity right now. I do agree with that.
because like last night I went to a show, like a local show, and like there was 5 fights last night.
Nice. What kind
And
of show was that?
and like I was helping because like I had a the guy who runs the venue was like, "Can you help?" I was like, "Sure." These guys are bigger than me, but I have no problem. And I was all like, "This, you guys got to stop fighting each other. This is just a local show."
That makes no sense.
So, like, I don't understand. Like when you mosh, It's to express how you feel about the music.
Do they crowd kill pretty hard in Belgium?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so. They used to in Germany like 10 years ago. The shows, even early 2000, the shows were scary in Germany.
Okay. I can see
But
that, yeah.
it changed a little bit over the years. And that's also because now you have those hardcore people listening to slam and slam being open to other genres and everybody's mixing. And something I noticed is that when you mix metalheads and hardcore people at the show, usually it clashes.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not a fighter, so
Yeah. No, I feel
I
that.
don't have.
Show people like
Yeah.
us, it's incomprehensible why they want to go to a show and start drama, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like that. So
Dude, thank you for coming out here and doing this interview
no
with us.
problem.
Dude, freaking human
Anytime.
barbecue. Fucking keep it metal, dude. Seriously.
Thank you.
And good luck also on your move over here to Canada. I hope things go well
Thank
for you. I think, again, like just based on the influences that you've discussed here and the kind of music you do, I think you're going to fit in really, really well. And I think
We'll see.
pretty soon, I think, if you get over to Canada, I think easily within a year, you probably could have a solid live band lineup. And I would expect to see you on the road or playing some really dope ass shows, but yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
dude.
I still come to the US on vacation all the time. So
I
I come
think
like every few months. So
I think it's crazy you run a label too. Like to me, that like makes you a pro. Like in my mind, that makes you a pro. I know you're saying like,
nah.
oh, I do this as a hobby out of love, but like, yeah, you're hustling really hard, dude. I can see it. So thank you for.
You have to kill time. Some people like to take drugs. Some people like to drink their life away, and I like to just do stuff like
be
that.
productive, man. Be productive, man.
Yeah.
Be productive. And make
As
art.
long as you like it, do whatever you like to do. As long as you don't harm anyone else.
Hell yeah, man. All
I
right.
definitely
Well,
understand that. Like that's where the podcast came in. Like I love doing it. I love talking to musicians like you guys. Like because it's like I can't do anything musically gifted. I'm learning vocals right now, and everybody's like this. How are the vocals coming? And then I'll send them. And they're like, "Oh, you should do a feature." And I'm like, "This, I just no."
Give it a try, man. Just practice, and until at some point you will unlock something here, and it will just flow away easy.
All right, I appreciate the interview. I will probably
Thank you
start
for having me.
edits, and
All right.
I'll keep you informed on where everything's going, and we'll get it going.
Perfect. I'll share it around. Thank you for having me once again.
The Wild